I'm going to show you how you can enable a payment method so that your users will have options as to which payment method they want to use. All right. Now to do that, let's return to our WHMCS software. So this is your home page, your WHMCS software. What you're going to do is click on this wrench icon or settings, go to system settings. And once the page is loaded up, in the search tool, just type in payment. And there we have payment gateways. So go ahead and select payment gateways. All right. So we are rerouted to this page where we have PayPal. Okay. So if we click on PayPal, we have some information that we need to add to make this active. Now what you can do here is add your display name. So this is the name that will be displayed to your users. So in this case, PayPal is fine, so you can leave that as it is. Okay. And then your PayPal email. So enter the PayPal email. So you should have had a PayPal account by this time, and then you can paste that PayPal email into this account. Now there are a ton of videos about how to sign up for a PayPal account. If you don't already own an account, you can go ahead and search those up on YouTube and then sign up for an account. Okay, that is if PayPal is accepted or used in your country, or there are some countries where PayPal is not supported. So make sure that your country is supported in terms of PayPal payment, and then you can go ahead and do that. Now there's an API username, API password, and API signature. So you need to sign up for a business account to have access to this information. So anytime your users make payment and then you want to make a refund, and all this information will be necessary so that you can make those refunds on your platform. And this is going to be required at some point of your business. You'll be required to refund some of your users' money if they are canceling their service. So you don't really need to keep their money. And once those information are all correct, you can go ahead and click on Save Changes. And then you have PayPal as one of the options to make payment. Now let's say you wanted to add another payment method. So right here on top, you have Visit Apps and Integrations. So go ahead and click on that. And then once the window loads up, you have PayPal, which is the active one that we just finished. We have Stripe, and then we have a ton more that you can check out. You definitely have to go through all of them. You can see some have no descriptions at all. I think some are even deprecated right here. Okay, so some are no longer supported on the platform. Now we'll look at how to add Stripe as well. So if you want to add Stripe, just go ahead and click on Stripe and click on Activate. All right. So right here, once you open Stripe, you'll be asked to the display name. You should always leave as Stripe. So if your users are selecting the option and they want to select Stripe, they can do that. Now, if you sign up for an account the same way you did with PayPal, go out there and look up on a video on how to create a Stripe account. That is if it is supported in your country. Now you will get a Stripe publishable key or API key and that of your Stripe secret key. Go ahead and paste those into these input boxes. Paste your Stripe API key in this input box right here, and then you paste that of your API key or your secret API key in this input box. Okay, and then there's also a Stripe webhook endpoint secret. Okay, you can search this up as well, and then you can include those information in their respective input boxes and go ahead and save changes. Okay, right, so now you need to enter those information to completely activate. As you can see, we have an error message saying that okay, go ahead and get your API keys so that you can have that done. But as you can see, PayPal and Stripe are available. Let's go ahead and check on our checkout page if those appear. Okay, so once you return to your checkout page, and let's scroll down and see the options that we have in terms of payment. So now right here you can see that there's one option which is PayPal Basic and that one which is Stripe. Okay, so you can basically select, and then once you select Stripe, you can see that there's information that is required. So before you activate any of this payment method, make sure that you've entered the right information in your WHMCS software before you go ahead and allow your users to have this as options. Okay, all right, so once we are done activating PayPal and that of Stripe, okay, the next thing we are going to do is we are going to activate an alternative source of payment or payment method, which is Flutterwave. So we'll go through how to set up Flutterwave, which is a little bit technical, just like with the way we did with our Connect reseller. but with this guide is going to be very simple and you don't have anything to worry about. Okay, so I'll just walk you through how to create or enable Flutterwaves onto your web hosting business. So we are going to look at how to enable PayPal, and that is for those of you who are in countries where PayPal and that of Stripe is not supported. So you are probably wondering how you can process payment once you don't have access to PayPal and that of Stripe, and that's what we are going to fix with installing Flutterwaves onto your web hosting business. Now, how do we do this? Now, to install Flutterwaves, the first thing I want us to do is to go to your Google search, okay? And right here in your Google search, just type in Flutterwaves WHMCS, okay? And once the window opens, now this is the first search content that I have. Yours may not be ranked. As you can see, it says you visit often, okay? That is a platform I've previously visited. Now you have WHMCS Rave payment model for Flutterwave. So make sure you are clicking on their GitHub link. Okay, so go ahead and click on that GitHub link, and you are rerouted to this GitHub repo. Okay, it was touched 7 years ago, and there's a README file on how to set this up in your WHMCS. Okay, now we have the requirement: you need WHMCS installed to be able to run this model onto your web hosting business. Now this is the README file. It contains all the instructions you need to set up this Rave model for Flutterwave. Now in the description, accept credit card, debit card, and bank account payment directly on WHMCS with the Rave payment gateway. And then these are the list of countries where it is supported. And this is the installation guide. Okay, it says copy the rave.php in model/gateway to the models. So you don't have to worry about these things. I'm going to walk you through how to complete this installation. In case you don't have the time to continue and you want to just read the instruction and go ahead with the installation, that is also completely fine. Okay, but I'll walk you through this whole process and then we'll complete it with ease. Now, how do we do this? Return to the repo right here. You have code. So go ahead and click on this and click on download zip. Okay, so I have downloaded this zip, so I'll just use that for the tutorial. But if you don't, just go ahead and click on this link and then you have your downloads here. As you can see, I have downloaded the model. Once your download is complete, now there's also the option of cloning the repo. Okay, so you can just, if you know how to use Git, okay, you can just go ahead and clone the repo, copy the URL, and just run that on your terminal, and it will still download the same repo on your device. Now, once you are done with the download, log into your cPanel account. I am already on my cPanel account. Now, if you've watched the video up to this point, we've logged into cPanel account multiple times, so that shouldn't be anything to. But if you're still wondering how you can log into your cPanel, just visit your domain and add /cPanel, and then you enter your login details, and right there you are inside your cPanel account. Now, right in your cPanel account, navigate to File Manager. Under File Manager, navigate to public_HTML, and we have billings. Now, this is the folder I installed my WHMCS in. Now, if you are not using my folder structure or you use a different folder structure, this will be very different. Or if your naming convention isn't the same as mine, this would be different. Okay, so just go ahead and click on the folder where you installed your WHMCS and then you should have it. Okay, once in the billings folder or inside your WHMCS folder, go ahead and click on models. Now, if you were going through this with reference to the documentation, you probably appreciate what the documentation is doing, but that will just prolong the video, so we'll just go ahead and do it anyway. Okay, so once in your models folder, go ahead and click on gateways. Okay, and right here in your gateways, we want to upload our rave.php from the repo downloads that we just did. Okay, so once in your gateways folder, okay, navigate to the folder we just downloaded. So I have the folder here on my desktop, So what I'm going to do is just open this up. So right here on my desktop, I'm just going to open or extract the files, which is the WHMCS Rev payment. So go ahead and click on that and extract. Okay, depending on the operating system, the process will be vary, but it is a very simple process to carry out. Okay, so once you've extracted the file, go ahead and open the file. Okay, and right here, click on models, and under models, click on gateways, and on gateway we have the rave.php. Okay, and that is what we are going to upload onto the gateways folder in our cPanel account. Now if I return to my cPanel account, this is my gateways folder, and this is the list of gateways that already exist on your WHMCS software. We have PayPal, and then we have a number of them. Go ahead and click on upload, click on select file. You can also drag and drop if you prefer that, and click on the folder we just extracted, okay, which is right here. And right here on models, click on gateway, and then we want to upload this file right here, and then we open that. Okay, so once the upload is complete, we want to click on go back, and now we have that of our Rev gateway uploaded here. If you scroll there, you should see that as part of the folders that we just uploaded. All right, so once our rave.php file is uploaded, just scroll and look for callbacks. Okay, now if you scroll, you should see callback somewhere. So under the column of C, we have callback. Okay, go ahead and open that, and then you realize that from the file we were going through, we have the callbacks folder. So within callback, we have a file for rave.php, and that is what we want to upload onto our callbacks folder in WHMCS. So right here in WHMCS, inside the callbacks folder, go ahead and click on upload, select file, and then just go ahead and click on callback, and then upload the callbacks folder in your WHMCS file you downloaded from the GitHub repo. Now once that upload is complete, go ahead and click on go back. Now don't worry about the many tabs, we can go ahead and close some of them. So we have this, we have that, we can go ahead and close. And once we have that done, let me go back to my WHMCS folder, and we should have let's say this is let's just refresh, okay, because we should have Rave payment as one of the options right here. Now let me refresh so that we can see if that is available. We have successfully refreshed our page. Let's scroll, okay, and hopefully we have an option for Rave payment method. So let's just go ahead and continue scrolling. Where do we have Rave? Okay, so we have Rave, and right here we have no descriptions available. Now Rave has been added onto our cPanel and that of our WHMCS. So go ahead and open this app, and once you open, we have Rave. That's the category support is all empty. Integration developer unknown. Go ahead and click on activate. So right here we have show on your order form. Okay, make sure that is checked. If it is not checked, you will not have that option available here, just like we have for Stripe. Okay, and I didn't explain that in the earlier section, so most of you might have disabled it, and then you are not finding those payment method. Now go ahead and make sure that this is selected. Now this is Flutterwave. It says Rave by Flutterwave. If you are okay with that, you can leave it, or if you want just Flutterwave to show, you can go ahead and delete Rave by Flutterwave and just leave it as Flutterwave. Okay, and then we have webhook URL. Now copy and paste this URL in your webhook URL, so you can go ahead and do that. And then we have your webhook secret hash. Okay, now if you sign up for, you enter your company name, your company description. If you have a URL to a logo that you have uploaded anywhere on Google Drive or on any platform, you can go ahead and then add that. Now your payment method, make sure it all is selected. There's a ton of payment methods that are available. We have card only, account only, and USSD only. Okay, so make sure all is allowed for those who want to pay with mobile money and all of that stuff. Okay, now you can select your countries. So these are the countries that are supported. We have Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, and South Africa. Okay, so once you have selected your country, place your live public key. Now these are details that you are going to get after signing up for a PayPal account. Now if you have gone through all the verification process and you have been accepted onto their platform, you can access your live public key, your secret key. I don't know if you have access to a test public key, test secret key, and once you have those information, you paste them here. Now if you are wondering how to create an account with Flutterwave, quick YouTube search and you'll find something that will help you create an account. Okay, and then once you upload all the right documents, you have your account available for you to use. Okay, now we see pay button, text if you want that available, or if you want something else to be available when they are making payment. You see how they have here pay now. If you don't want pay now or you want some other text, you can go ahead and write that here. Okay, now in this case we are not using any test mode, we are doing serious business, so don't check this. And then you can check to select to enable gateway logs. Okay, yes, so that is it. Once you are done, save changes. Once you've entered the information and you are sure that it's correct, make sure your country is correct, and then you can save the changes. Okay, and if we refresh, I think if we refresh, we'll start this whole process again. Let me just try it. Okay, and if you refresh, now we have PayPal, Stripe, and that of Flutterwaves available in our checkout page. Okay, and then your users can basically click on complete once they've entered all the required information. Right now, if I click on complete order, there's just a lot of information that are required that I haven't entered. Okay, so we are not just going to go through that. Once your users get to this page and they enter their document, the whole process should be completed. Okay, now that we are done with that of Flutterwave, because we've basically finished how to do Flutterwave. Now if you want to do any other payment method, it's the same process you will go through, so I'm not going to repeat it for any other payment method. You can do that for Paystack and then the others, and then you basically go through the process. They also have a way to install it in your WHMCS, and then you can go through that and make sure that is enabled as well.